tables were turned, the script flipped, and the race between the points leader, Cooper Webb, and the points chaser, Sexton, inverted as the series made its first stop in Steel City in over 4 decades. And apparently, the gunshot wounds suffered by Webb in the previous 2 races had healed. In Pittsburgh, Webb stopped the bleeding. 2 weeks previous, in Philadelphia, it had been Sexton taking aim at Coop's point lead. And in New Jersey, Chase was quick on the draw with the hole shot, with Webb unable to hang in his wake. On the other side of the Keystone State, a week later, the roles were reversed, and it was Cooper who posted an undeniable championship ride and win. Webb did exactly what he needed to do. Executed his game plan perfectly, secured the start to get out front early, and held steady through several concerted charges from Sexton. Cooper pulled away from Chase in the early going, relentlessly hitting his marks. And it was a near-dominant, gate-to-flag, wire-to-wire victory that likely set his 3rd championship in stone. Chase did close up on Coop several times. And to some, it sometimes looked like he might have had Webb on the ropes. But then, he put Cooper Webb in the corner. He's going to answer the bell and fight his way out. The battle played out on the entire track, but the focal point had to be the long loop section that divided the field into those who skimmed and those who jumped through. Webb chose to jump, based not only on his own predilections, but also on teammate Justin Cooper, who was fastest in qualifying over both Webb and Sexton. Chase, of course, fresh off, skimming his way to the wind in East Rutherford, began the night blitzing across the top, but chose to join the main straight midway through the main. With 11 minutes to go, Sexton gave up on skimming and went to the jump line. Advantage, Cooper. And sure enough, 1 lap later, Chase dropped the front end of the section and bounced off to the side of the track. Add that mid-race decision. One of the fastest whoop riders in the world, choosing to do what he's not good at instead of what he's arguably the best at. The baffling mental moments that have again and again marked and marred Sexton's season. And the race, and a 12-point lead in the title chase, belonged to Webb. The other Cooper, Justin, followed Sexton across the line for a second podium, and probably his best 450 ride ever. The writing might have been on the wall in the second heat race, when Jay Coop dove underneath first Sexton and then teammate Aaron Plessinger and dropped them both. Sexton was thus beaten by 2 Coopers in the same night. While the original Lakewood Sports Cycle Park hosted 7 outdoor nationals, ran from 1979 to 1987, and its successor on the new site has hosted nationals since 2005 and the Motocross Donations in 2010. You can count the number of Supercross races held in the Mile High City on one hand. The first Supercross race ever held in Denver was on May 18th, 1996, in the old Mile High Stadium. It was the season finale. Jeremy McGrath had already clinched the title several races previous, but in the very week before, in St. Louis, had seen his 13-race winning streak come to an end after being outdueled by Jeff Emig. It was abnormally hot and humid in Denver that day, and dry and dusty and windy. Mechanics wore goggles in the cramped signal area. The track itself was constrained to the sidelines of the field. The football team wouldn't have the track built on the gridiron. Though Jeremy had long since wrapped up the title, from 4th to 8th, only 9 points separated Ezra Lusk, Damon Bradshaw, Mike LaRocca, and Phil Lawrence. And though you wouldn't think any of those riders would even care about any finish other than first, there was additional money on the line for the first time. It was the first year of the promoters, SRO Pace, and the AMA combining to establish a year-end points fund, distributing a whopping $100,000 to the top 20 riders. Flushed with his St. Louis success, Jeff Emig led a race of crusty demons and club rubber regulars to the finish line in the first heat, besting buddies Phil Lawrence and also Buddy Antunez and Denny Stevenson from the fabled Great Western team. McGrath smoked Yamaha's Doug Henry and Suzuki's Luskin LaRocca.
Jeremy McGrath in heat number 2 getting ready. And as you mentioned, they watered down the track a little bit. It looks a little sticky, a little slippery in places. So they're revving it up and they're off. Second qualifying heat underway from Denver and easy out in front, Jeremy McGrath. But look at Doug Henry, number 15. Jeremy now off to a big lead, already showboating. The field is spread out quite a bit now as Jeremy with a good 4-second lead on Doug Henry. Our field summary, McGrath, Henry, Lusk, Rocco, and Ward is on the bubble. Here's Jeremy.
McKnight in the crowd. He laid it over so far. He showed everybody the drain plug over there.
Well, looks like Doug Henry will hold on a second as the checkers to Jeremy McGrath. Here comes a big battle. Ezra Lusk, he'll take second place just as it came out of our mouth. And Doug Henry a third. So
and the stage was set for one final 1996 event showtime and Frozen.
Be number 2.
The two lined up right beside one another.
Hey! Emming's right beside you. You know where you got to be when this thing drops, okay? Emming, Lusk, Phil, and then Henry all the way down. 20 laps. St. Louis with the fluke. Let them know it, all right? Guys came here to see you win, and that's it. 20 laps to you, pal.
They're revving up their machines.
Spoilers. McGrath chopped in right out of the gate and led every lap. Culminate the greatest Supercross season any rider could ever have.
Doug Henry in 4th. Emig is in 5th behind Henry. And then a pack of riders including Stevenson, Lawrence, LaRocco, and Ward. 3rd. Here's Jeremy McGrath way out in front already. He got the shot that Skip Norfolk asked him to get. That was the whole shot.
Wind really starting to gust right now. Somebody blew a hay bale out, so it's hard to find that berm you want to ride through with all that hay in the way.
And here's our leader, Jeremy McGrath.
No problems through the whoop section. Nice timing. Gasses it off the back side of that finish line jump, over the double, floating through the whoops. The guy's perfect. I could follow him around for an hour and try to find a mistake, and he just won't. Emig is, I'll bet you wanted to win this race. He looked so good in the heat race, coming out of St. Louis, wanting to prove, no, that was not a fluke. I deserved it, and I didn't get the start he wanted. If he'd have gotten the whole shot, things would be a little different, but he didn't.
Lawrence having to avoid a plastic wrapper that smacked up into his face there. As you see all kinds of debris flying through the air on this wind-stricken track here at Mile High Stadium. You see number 6. Here's our leader, Jeremy McGrath, as Ward was in the far part of the picture as McGrath just breezes along.
McGrath is on a different side of the stadium as Larry Ward right now. Just a huge lead. Look back behind him. You can't see anybody.
McGrath realizes it's been the greatest season ever for a rider in Supercross, and he's not going to let a loss in St. Louis take away his focus, that's for sure. Here's Jeremy McGrath. It's a white flag lap. One more lap for Jeremy McGrath to win every race in the Supercross season but one.
I wish he could take that one over again. Emig with
Didn't get the start, but I don't think that he's riding quite the same in this main event as he did in St. Louis. I think he realized after about 3 or 4 laps into this race, there was no way in the world he was going to catch Jeremy. Jeremy was gone. So he's just keeping it on 2 wheels and thinking about the outdoors. Jeremy's throwing it sideways. There comes another triple.
And the neck.
Wow, what a great shot.
The crowd is going crazy.
That really shows you from underneath like that how far off the side of the bike you can get. Amazing.
The checkers. And for Jeremy McGrath, his 43rd career victory. And Ezra Lusk, what a great effort, holding off Emig for second place.
14 wins in a season out of 15 for McGrath. Pretty amazing.
McGrath had won the title over Emig by a not particularly slim 132-point margin. Following the race, an equally windswept awards banquet was held, which amounted to drinking copious Coors Lights while eating takeout pizza presented, as were the year-end trophies, from a flatbed semi-trailer. The afternoon heat had yielded to a mountain chill. It wasn't the Vegas galas to come, but it was good times. Feld, bring back awards banquets. The 1996 race was the only Supercross ever held in Mile High Stadium. It was demolished in 2000 and now serves as a parking lot for the newer Broncos Stadium at Mile High. When the series at last returned to the Mile High City in 2019, Eli Tomac dominated in front of his home state fans.
And Mile High underway. Who gets the Monster Energy hole shot? Look like Marvin Musquin. It is. And the KTM riders at the front of the pack. The Colorado native showed the hometown fans he's ready to go tonight as he's now up to 3rd. And right on the heels of his rookie teammate Joey Savacci. He has felt fast all day. Could he get win number 5 here tonight? These two tied to the championship. And Tomac is passed.
Cooper Webb fought past his then teammate to take over second in the race with about 3 minutes to go.
Right inside. Cooper's got him. Eli Tomac with his win tonight. It will be his 10th of his career. The 5th of 2019.
On the last lap, and this is awesome.
Eli Tomac will win his home race endeavor.
Tomac would carry the red plate in the beginning, and the series returned in 2022 and take a very popular heat race win.
And the crowd brings him home. Eli Tomac with the whole shot.
Man, they are going bananas. Listen to that.
The crowd will bring Eli Tomac home. 450 heat number 1.
Then, in the main, Eli took command when Chase Sexton, stop me if you've heard this before, inexplicably lost control of his factory Honda.
Eli Tomac, if he passes Chase Sexton.
Oh, there it is.
Here we go. Tomac takes the lead. Listen to the crowd.
Well, not only is this a great opportunity for Eli Tomac to win his 2nd championship, but he can move up to 4th in overall Supercross wins.
But that year's event was a day race, and the sun, wind, and mile-high elevation had turned the track as dry and dusty as it had been back in 1996. Hardpack specialist Jason Anderson prevailed in the main for his 6th win of the season. Tomac clinched his 2nd Supercross crown in front of a wildly appreciative home state crowd, writing another chapter in the book of Eli.
In 2022, he is the Monster Energy AMA Supercross champion.
And then, the following year, a more somber volume of racing lore. The defending champion and red plate holder ruptured his Achilles tendon early in the main event. This has been revisited far too often, one thinks. Chase Sexton inherited the lead, the win, and the Supercross points lead. In one final, not-so-small footnote in history, Adam Cincerello scored third, his first podium since round 3 of 2021. Alas, his last one as well. Just as Sexton inherited the win and the championship with Eli's injury, he still has an outside opportunity to put another stake in the heart of Star Yamaha 2 years hence. But then again, last year, well, first off, the top 4 riders from the race in Denver last year are all on the sidelines this year. Jet and Hunter Lawrence finished 1-2 ahead of Jason Anderson and Justin Barcia. Thus, the top finishing 450 rider in the last race who will be on the line for the next, Cooper Webb, 5th in 2024. And if that doesn't sound right, Sexton finished 8th. So, yeah.
You're gonna feel stronger when you're riding with the blues, 'cause it's a long.
After early season attrition claimed Eli Tomac and both of the Hunter brothers, the 450 championship has been a battle of grit, speed, and mental warfare, fought by 2 principal combatants. Sexton's speed has gotten his punches in, but Webb is fast too. And as to grit and mental toughness, well, that's what wins fights. Just 1 week removed from a dominating win in New Jersey, Sexton was soundly beaten by Webb, who, make no mistake, had his back against the wall and his chin tucked. With just 2 races left on the schedule before we reset for the great outdoors, the chase is likely over for Sexton. Now again with a 12-point lead, it would take utter, unexpected catastrophe for Cooper Webb not to join the pantheon of 3-time champions, along with legends Bob Hanna and Jeff Stanton. Behind only the Ryans, Villapoto and Dungy, Ricky Carmichael, and the king of Supercross, Jeremy McGrath. Supercross royalty. Webb needs only to finish 3rd in both remaining races if Sexton wins both. Who in the field is going to keep him from doing that? Teammate and training partner Justin Cooper? His good friend Aaron Plessinger? Unlikely, unless either is in position to beat Chase for the win. And that's still advantage Webb. Heady stuff indeed as we move on to the Mile High City.
Now I'm searching for glory, love and all. Ain't gonna take me down. 'Cause riding these blues keeps my feet on the ground. Oh Lord, don't let me fade away.